Hey you guys, so I found my twin flame and we are going to live happily ever after together forever. Just kidding. So I don't know how you guys feel about me filming in a car, but I just really felt like doing it tonight. And as you can tell by the title, I am going to be talking about twin flames, soulmates, as well as a few other terms or labels. If you guys know me, you know I hate labels. I hate them. But for the sake of our human brains in these dense bodies on this dense planet, it's just useful to use them because we really don't have any other choice. Even though everything is on a spectrum, there is no just black and white answer to everything. It is all a scale of gray, and there is absolutely nothing that I can think of that I don't see truth in as well as BS in, okay? Literally everything. I can see both sides because everything is on a spectrum and labels are bullshit. But anyways, let's hop into this video. I am going to be giving you guys the rundown of how I view certain terms like twin flame, soulmate, etc. And then I've got some handy dandy notes here on my phone. I just Googled the definition of some of these terms and I'm going to be just explaining what online has to say. So first off, we're going to give my explanation, then I'm going to be kind of reacting to online on the website's EcoScia because it's great to use an eco-friendly search engine. They plant a tree every time you search something, as well as Google, just because you get different results on both and for the sake of research and science. We did that. So here we go. We're going to start off with soulmate because I like this term. I really don't like labels, but if there's a label that I can appreciate, it's soulmate. Because I have definitely met a few soulmates in my life, and I want to say that soulmates don't have to just be romantic partners. They can be friends, they can be family, etc. I believe that both of my parents are soulmates, sort of, because I feel like I've known them both before in a past life. That's just one little aspect of how you feel in certain relationships. It can be a family relationship that could mean that they're a soulmate. And the reason why I don't think of my parents first when I think of soulmates is because I think of deeper and romantic relationships first, usually, because that's what is associated with being a soulmate, usually, is a romantic partner, but that's not always the case. And there's other aspects besides just knowing someone in a past life that can make someone your soulmate. And I think that you can have soulmates that you haven't known necessarily in past lives, but maybe you've known them in some realm and you agreed to meet, and you're really just meeting for the first time in this life here on Earth. But that's just my opinion on what a soulmate is. It's someone who is meant to teach you a lesson. You are probably not meant to be together forever, especially if you're in a romantic relationship. I've been in multiple different romantic relationships with people I consider soulmates, but I no longer want to be in a romantic relationship with them, or at least just them, if that makes sense. Okay, I think previous boyfriends were meant to be in my life at that time. They are a soulmate, they're still a soulmate, but we agreed to go our separate ways, and that is for the better for both of us and for possibly even the whole world in general. That's a bit dramatic, but anyways, soulmates just help you grow and you feel comfortable with them. I'll leave it at that for now. So twin flames. The difference between soulmates and twin flames is that supposedly twin flames are the other half of you. And the reason I don't like this term is because it's just straight up dangerous, or at least it can be, because for someone to think that they are literally someone else, that they are the other half of them, I think just diminishes your own self-worth. Not always. There can be people who believe that they have a twin flame currently in this lifetime and they are fairly healthy, and that's cool, okay? Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox, I love them together, honestly. I love them as individuals. And this is not supposed to be a Megan Fox, Machine Gun Kelly shipping fangirl video. But I just think they go pretty well together, and I do think, on a total side note, that they are in the same soul group or soul family. So I don't like that they are calling themselves twin flames. I think this adds fuel to the twin flame fire, and I'm just not here for that. But I do think they're great together. I think they've had past lives together in a place called Vulpix or Vulpecca. Vulpecca, I think, is the star system or constellation that they've been in together. Total side note. Anyways, twin flames, I think everyone is all connected. We all have this collective consciousness. So for there to be twins who are each other in different bodies, and online, in some of the research I did, I googled, can you have more than one twin flame, and 9 times out of 10 online says no. That's the difference between soulmates and twin flames. The main difference is that you only have one twin flame and you can have many soulmates. Well, what happens when someone thinks they met their twin flame, but someone else thinks they met their twin flame too, and their twin flames are the same person? What happens then? That's why I just don't think we should use this term. If twin flame relationships even exist, they are not easy. Because soulmates, twin flames, all of these terms, they're all karmic relationships. They're all meant to teach you something. Some people you meet, you're meant to learn a lesson from. Some people you meet, you're meant to grow together with and continue learning lessons from. I don't think putting a label on it is important, and that's all I want to say on twin flames for now, besides the fact that just, if we're all connected, how far does it go? Isn't everyone kind of our twin flame if we can just mirror everyone? Okay, I don't want to go on too much of a rant. So I also want to talk about the words or terms soul group and soul family or star family, because I think these are all like soulmates but a bit different terminology. They have a different side meaning, because this definitely means that you knew each other in the past. I love the label or term soul group, soul family, star family, because I have definitely met people who I believe are in my star family, a group of people that I've had past lives with, okay? And I think it's pretty rare to meet people from this part of you, to meet people that you've had long past lives with or are still living lives with somewhere else. It doesn't happen every day, okay? You don't go meeting thousands of these people in your lifetime. It's just a select few, or maybe you don't even recognize any, and that's okay. But I think it's nice to kind of have a label for this so you can put words to it, because it's very hard to describe. I'm slurring my words right now. It's hard to describe when you meet people like this, so having terminology for it can just better help us express it to those people and to ourselves. So that's why labels are okay, for the sake of the human brain. That's the only reason, though. So we are going to be getting into what I found online, you guys. So I just want to read off what Ecoscia and Google has to say first when I typed in twin flame definition. So it says, twin flames are our most perfect mirrors because they are us in another body. Our twin flames are the only ones who give us a true and honest reflection of who we are and where we are in our lives at any given time. When you look at each other, you will feel like you're looking in a mirror because of the magic of your soul being mirrored. You will just feel it. Twin flame relationships are checkered. Whenever you're in a twin flame relationships, it seems as if you're going to last for an eternity, but it is quite to the contrary. Whenever you develop a firm conviction that your twin flame is the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, the relationship ends abruptly. Oh my gosh, you guys, that one gave me a little bit of goosebumps because I can relate to that even though I don't like the term twin flame. A twin flame can be a romantic partnership, a friend, a mentor, or even a student. It's a little weird. The relationship goes both ways. It's not a one-sided spiritual street. Someone that you have an incredibly intense connection to, spiritual and soul connection, someone's mirror soul or other half. Twin flames are not something that every person has. It is said that the phenomenon is actually pretty rare. And then a twin flame is an incredibly intense soul connection, mirror soul, person's other half. A twin flame is your own soul shared across what appears to be two physical beings. So, in short, I don't like what online has to say about this, and of course I will leave all the websites that I read little blurbs from in the description of this video, pretty much in the same order. Yeah, I just don't like the term twin flame, and I do think that it can be potentially dangerous because being someone's other half, just something that intense, it's dangerous. And this is not me just being like upset by this, if that makes sense. Believe what you want. If you don't believe me, that's fine. But I just don't like the term twin flame, and I feel like using the term like intense soulmate or something is better than that, because, you know, what about people who are actually born twins, like biologically twins? And again, what happens if there's two girls or two guys or, you know, whatever, two people who think they have the same twin flame? You know, what happens then? I don't like that it's called a twin flame, you know, and it says you can only have one. Like, it's not a triplet flame, it's not a quadruple flame. So please just don't be throwing around the term twin flame, because that is so much more intense than just a soulmate. That's literally you in another body, but we are all each other in another body. So I see why people created the term, sort of. Not really. I don't know. Let's move on to soulmate, because I like this term. So soulmate usually refers to a romantic or platonic partner, with the implication of an exclusive lifelong bond. I don't think so. Not always. It commonly holds the connotation of being the strongest bond with another person that one can achieve. But you can have a lot, though, you guys, okay? This is why you don't listen to online always. It is commonly accepted that one will feel complete once they have found their soulmate. I don't like this. You're already complete by yourself. This is why I don't like the term twin flame. So I don't like that people are putting these twin flame ideas into the definition of soulmate, when a soulmate is intense, but not this intense, you guys. You are already complete just yourself. You're perfect just the way you are. You don't need someone else to complete you. A soulmate is someone who perfectly suits you. This is being like romanticized and dramatized so much. The love is so strong, the chemistry is unexplainable, and sex is mind-blowing. That one's from the Urban Dictionary. When it comes to finding a soulmate, you might have more than one. Someone you will love forever. Okay, you're going to love them forever. I love everybody. I'm always going to love everybody forever. Oh, you might have flashbacks when you meet your soulmate. Chances are they have been present in your past lives. Very profound, lingering emotions which no words can encompass. A person who appears in your life in order to teach you an important lesson. I like that definition. Oh, and Google has an actual definition that pops up in those big words when you search on Google, which I don't like searching on Google, but I did. A person ideally suited to another as a close friend or romantic partner. A soulmate is a person with whom one has a feeling of deep or natural affinity. This may involve similarity, love, romance, platonic relationships, comfort, intimacy, sexuality, sexual activity, spirituality, compatibility, and trust. For Google, it's an okay definition. I would have phrased it a bit differently, like I did previously. Oh, so what is the true definition of a soulmate? This is like other question. People also ask questions. A person who is perfectly suited to another in temperament. Person who strongly resembles another in attitudes or beliefs. Oh, and then this says, what are the 4 types of soulmates? Platonic soulmate, teacher soulmate, also referred to as karmic soulmates, which I think all soulmates are karmic. Companion soulmates, twin soul or twin flame soulmate. There's way more than 4 types of soulmates. Like, every type of soulmate is different. You know what I mean? A soulmate relationship is one where you connect easily and instantly. I agree with that. But it doesn't mean that that the relationship comes without effort. Very true. When you meet someone that you just click with on many levels and things feel easy with them and you feel very happy and fulfilled, this can be a soulmate type of feeling. Oh, there's one of my soulmates trying to FaceTime me. Wow. I hit decline so quick because I'm filming. That was funny. So I agree with a lot of this. Overall feeling of calmness, security, comfort, and a desire to protect one another. And no wonder soulmates feel so good around each other, because they do continuously, even as time goes by. That sounded kind of weird, but yeah, I agree, even though that was phrased weird. As time goes by, you still always feel security with each other and comfort with each other. So that was all for soulmate, and I do want to talk a little bit about it, because I feel like those are the people that you can just pick up where you left off with, even if you haven't talked in a long time. And I have soulmates that I haven't talked to because we got into an argument and we haven't talked in years now. And they are also in my soul group or my star family. So I think I will talk about this now. Great transition. So, soul group definition. One or several people who are all on the same frequency. I wouldn't say that necessarily. You sense each other's presence. Okay. This is implying that you can meet on the internet and that the internet is bringing soul groups together. And when I read this, I think instantly of Facebook groups that are trying to bring people together. And I think that's great, connecting with like-minded individuals. But I feel like the term soul group particularly is a bit misused from what I see it as. I think soul family gives better results when you're looking this up to see kind of what people think of this. But yeah, let's keep reading. Soul family is the spiritual equivalent to your birth family here on earth. They may take the form of relatives here on earth or could be anyone in your life. When you meet them, they feel like your siblings, parents, or children. So I do like what was said there, because there was actually one person that I've met online, I believe through Facebook, and when I started talking to them, I instantly felt like I was their mother in a past life and they were my son, and it was the weirdest thing ever. But I do believe that that person is in like my soul family and is a soulmate, and we do not currently talk. And they also agreed with me that they felt like I was their mother in a past life, just for the record. So, soul group is the innermost circle of people in your life. Disagree. They are part of our lives to help teach us life lessons. Some would agree. Oh, and then this says, and people also ask, what is a soul kinship? So I love, love, love this. This gave me goosebumps. Soul kin are family based upon the soul, not by the blood, where the souls are born of the same energy. Many times there is no blood relation, no earthbound genealogy. Kindred spirits would be more like a bonded friendship of the soul. And the reason why I like this so much is because, like, kindred spirits, soul kin, soul kinship, that is a very old term. Like, I feel like my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my great-great-grandparents have used this. So that's why I really like this. So this is how you know that these terms like twin flames and soulmates and star family, they've been around very long, forever, since the dawn of time here on Earth. It's been around, usually probably referred to as like kindred spirits. And there's some differences from a technical standpoint in this community, which I read through, and I don't really resonate with all these terms very much, even though I'm making a video about it, but I feel like I need to educate people on this, because right now, in pop culture even, like I said, MGK and Megan Fox talking about this, I feel like people need to know that you are complete yourself. But if we use these terms, let's use them in a more healthy manner, okay? So I really like the term, kindred spirits, because that's more of just a soulmate thing. And that can be even less serious than a soulmate as used today in pop culture, because there's just less in common with a twin flame. Okay? So, what is a soul connection with someone? A soul connection is when two people feel that they are linked on a soul level in a significant or extraordinary way. You might feel you have known each other in past lives, or that your souls agreed before this life to meet up now. That is a major point, is that you agree to this. Okay, you have like a soul contract with this person. That's a big thing. Okay, and then I looked for the definition of soul family. Soul family, also known as soul group, soul pod, soul cluster, or star family, consists of a group of souls who are part of a greater spiritual family, who are connected in the higher dimensions and who reunite on Earth. Soul families share the same soul purpose, a spiritual mission for learning, growth, and healing. I don't think you always have the same mission as your soul family. I think you usually do, but you might have different goals. You might be awakened and they might not be, and they're working towards their more egotistical goals and you are not. And I feel like it's very, very common to like get into fights or just break off from your soul family and your soulmates and your twin flames, if you want to go there. Okay, because keeping that bond together here on this dense planet is very hard. And you already have issues that you've gone through in the past, and you hold that in you, whether or not you remember it. It's still there. And it's easy to be like, bye, like, I'm not talking to you. Get out of my driveway. Never speak to me again. I'm not using personal stories. Something like that. Okay? It's very common with any of these terms. Because you're family, right? You argue with those people the most. Soul family is sacred. Soul family is sacred. So sacred that you have to say it twice. If you meet a member of your soul family, remember it's for a greater purpose. People that you meet in life and feel as if you have known them forever. You are automatically drawn to one another and become loyal to one another within months or minutes. I added in or minutes. You will do anything to help them. They will do the same for you, hopefully, right? Sometimes referred to as soul fam or just fam. One of the most important kinds of soulmates is the one who is literally part of our soul family. A soul family is a larger collective soul energy that splits itself into smaller entities in order to experience new expressions of itself. It is at once one and many. That sounds very cool, and I like it. But that to me sounds twin flame-ish, the fact that it's like splitting. But then again, that's what the universe is. We are all one, but we are all the two dots, as we are all separate. And I think it's an important thing to remember that, but also remember that our human brains can't process this stuff. And I just don't think you should focus on the labels, okay? That was pretty much all I wanted to say. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys don't get caught up in these labels. Remember that you are already whole by yourself. You don't need a twin flame. You don't even need soulmates or any of that. But if you have someone in your life or multiple people in your life that fit this terminology, that fit this label, please use the more healthier labels and look at things in a healthy way. And also remember that if they want to go their separate ways, or if you want to go your separate ways, you don't have to follow that soul contract. It is okay to break it. It is okay to separate. And if you want to reach back out to those people, then do so in a healthy manner. Don't stalk anyone. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next video, I'm going to be talking about masculine and feminine energy, because I feel like that kind of goes with this topic a little bit. So Love and Light and the Hybrid Children are coming soon.